Hi, I'm Wongster 1970, and today I'm going to be installing this COBRA exhaust on my 2007 Yamaha Vstar 1300 Tourer. Let's get started. Now that I got the motorcycle up on the lift, I'm going to slide my Drag Specialties center jack in there so I can stabilize it. Takes a 1-inch socket. Shouldn't go anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to jack her up. Slide it in. Lower back down. There we go. I'm going to start up the bike. Make sure it's in neutral. This is what the stock exhaust sounds like. Okay, I'm going to be following the instructions that I got from the COBRA website. So it says prior to installation, make sure the stock gaskets are in good shape. Well, I don't even have the other ones off, but first thing I'm going to do is loosen the right floorboard bolts and allow the floorboard to tilt down for easy exhaust removal installation. So I want to do that first. There are 2 bolts down here. These are 14mm bolts. Remove cover over oxygen sensor cover on right side of motorcycle above the exhaust is retained with 3 button head Allen bolts. I'm going to put this down and then get in there and access those 3 bolts. These are a 3mm. I thought I had this off once before. That does not want to move. I don't know why this 3rd bolt is being such a pain to get out. But what I'm going to do is take these 2 out and then see if I can turn that other one up and out of the way. If it's got loose enough that I can turn it now or not. There we go. Turning the entire housing. Seemed to work. There we go. Now we have access to the O2 sensor, which is right here. It's unplugged. Remove the acorn nut securing the stock head pipes. Remove the bolt securing the stock exhaust to the stock exhaust mounting bracket. Remove the stock exhaust. This is a 12mm socket. I'm going to save them. Looks a little rusty. Let's move to the front one. I can get to this one, I think. I'm going to try a 12mm ratchet wrench. Go. Up underneath here, there are 2 Allen button head bolts. These are 8mm, and surprisingly, it's not tight. And feel another one up in here. That one's not real tight either. Okay, let's go back up and see if I can get this off. Let's see if I can get this off. Thing in one piece is quite a feat. There we go. Let's set it over here. Here's the exhaust removed. I wouldn't recommend taking it all off at once, but whenever I loosen this clamp up, it allows it to pivot enough. But that's what the backside looks like. There's where your two bolts are that hold it on to the bike. It's a nice muffler. You could take this off. It's probably where you put a slip on. But that's it. That is the stock exhaust off the 1300. 07 1300. That's the stock exhaust, or that is the exhaust ring, and it looks pretty good. That one there looks pretty good also. I'm just going to reuse them. This is my O2 wrench. I'm hoping that this is a universal size. It looks pretty close to it. There's our O2 sensor, pretty black. Instructions now say that I'm supposed to install this bracket, which I think to install this bracket I have to remove that one. Using the supplied button, well, I didn't say button head bolts. Using the supplied bolts, which are in this kit. It's an 8mm ratchet. There we go. It wasn't super tight. There we go. This bracket will go in there. And these bolts have Loctite on them. It says do not tighten. So we will not tighten. We just put in by hand. There we go. Instructions state to install this, the O2 sensor, into the new pipe. One-handed here. Shouldn't be an issue. That should be good and tight. I'm going to install a little bit of Never Sees on here. And a little bit up here. Instructions state supposed to install this flange up over this pipe. And install it back in here using the stock hardware. One. This is going to be fun to get into. That's it going there. let's go to the next step. Next, I'm going to be installing this pipe onto the lower muffler tube, and this is the orientation that it needs to go. So I'm going to slide it on just like this. That's the way it's supposed to go. Next, I'm supposed to slide this assembly up over here and up on the rear and install the two acorn nuts. One. There we go. There are two bolts that will go up and underneath here. There's one. There's the other one. They are right here. So it says to leave them loose. Next, make sure the muffler assembly is parallel to the ground. This is critical. Seems to be parallel to the ground. The manual specifies that these header bolts are supposed to be tightened to 15 foot-pounds. It's good and snug. It's 15 foot-pounds. It's 15 foot-pounds. That's 15 foot-pounds. Instructions state that these bolts are to be tightened next. No torque specs. That one. Okay. And then the two up underneath here. These up underneath here are 13. Damn it. Rear view of lower muffler clamp. I am going to put it in this way. According to the instructions, it's supposed to go the opposite direction. I'm going to go super tight. This cover is supposed to go back on. Now the O2 sensor was disconnected for some reason. I modded the computer. I cannot confirm that yet, but that's what I'm assuming, because I do not get any check engine lights whenever it is started. On the heat shields, unscrew the remaining hose clamps and feed the tail end of the clamp through the clips inside the heat shield. Okay, got all them on. Okay, I picked up two more clamps from Advanced. They're a little bit bigger, but hopefully they'll work. I'm going to put the ones that came with it up here towards the top. That'll work. Let's get back over to the bike. I'm going to go through and tighten up all these clamps. I think it is like a 4.5. There we go. Now I got to tighten. I'll put the foot peg back on. It's completely out. And get down here. Screws are right there. Hopefully I can line it back up because the highway bar goes through there also. Okay, the last thing the instructions say is to make sure you polish up the chrome before you start it up to get all the fingerprints off. So that's what I'm doing now. Now the only thing I have to do is start her up and see how it sounds. Okay, let's start this up. See how it sounds. That'll do it for removing the stock exhaust and installing this COBRA exhaust on my 2007 Yamaha Vstar 1300 Tourer. I hope you liked this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe.